The Golden State Warriors are coming off another championship season. They're currently battling in a Western Conference that seems to be the most wide open it's been in years. The 13th ranked LA Lakers and the 4th seeded LA Clippers are only separated by 6 games, with the Warriors right in the thick of it as 7th. After a painfully slow start to the year, Steph and his team clawed back from the bottom, with some now impressive team stats to back them up. They currently have the second best offense in the entire league, only behind the Kings. This is partially because of the ridiculous pace they've been playing at, but also because they're shooting the most threes out of anyone in the league, as per usual, shooting 43 three-pointers a game at the third highest accuracy of 38%. It's almost like all of this adds up to just one conclusion. Their star player is still Steph Curry. That dude may be 34 years old, but he has no problem tearing up the league at an older age. Curry's averaging 29.4 points per game so far this season, behind a ridiculous 11.4 three-pointers a game on 42% shooting. That's right, 42% from behind the arc. Steph has cemented himself as the best shooter ever and one of the greatest point guards of all time. But how is he continuing to do it after so many years in the league? Like, should we go through the other 34-year-old point guards quickly? We've got Russell Westbrook, Patty Mills, Patrick Beverley, Derrick Rose, and Ish Smith, who we didn't even realize was still on a team. You see our point now? Curry's doing the unthinkable by being one of the few players that can lead a team at his age. So how does he do it? Beyond just shooting the ball really well. We'll touch on that again, but there's more to his game than just launching the ball from half court. So let's get into it and try and not think about those other guards at 34. Besides D-Rose. Can't hate Derek. We don't think anyone's goal when they talk about Steph's career in the decades to come would be that he was an elite playmaker. He's not a pass-first type maestro like Magic Johnson or Steve Nash. But still, Curry's playmaking is not something to be discounted though. He's always able to find a teammate when he needs to, or keep the ball moving within the Warriors' offense. As a team, they currently lead the league in assists per game. Steve Kerr has always implemented that keep the ball moving faster than your players type playbook, and it's been fully unlocked through a superstar like Steph. He's averaging 6.4 assists per game. Not eye-popping, but still impactful. But when you take into account it's the most assists per game he's averaged for a season since the 2019-2020 year, you realize that he's actually managed to bounce back and find his rhythm again when it comes to playmaking. And that's part of what helps him keep his opponents guessing. Because for the most part, they know he's going to be linked to the ball somehow in most actions. The current roster construction for the Warriors also doesn't scream self-creators in terms of offense. So Steph is able to juggle both scoring 29 points a game and getting his teammates shots they need. The younger-ish players like Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins might be the closest the team has to secondary go-getters when it comes to their own buckets. Otherwise, Klay Thompson certainly could, but that's not the role you want him in. He can score like 60 points and only dribble like 4 freaking times or whatever. And Draymond Green might as well just hang up the sneakers when it comes to shooting. He can take Klay's dribbles maybe. How about that? Another element of defenders getting humiliated by Curry is when he doesn't even have the ball. The 6'3", 185-pound product out of Davidson has remained light on his feet and kept his stamina high. The next time you watch a Warriors game, key in on a couple of possessions to only track Curry's movement. You'll see he rarely stops. He's always jogging around the baseline just to suddenly dart past a couple of off-ball screens for the open three, or weaving in and out of players as they set up handoffs and other movements. In turn, the defenders on him get gassed fast. It takes a lot of physical effort to fight through continuous screens, while also being mentally draining after constant communication between teammates trying to track both the ball and Steph. A lot of superstars need the ball constantly in their hands, pounding the ball into the court, but not this one. The baby-faced assassin is just as deadly without his main weapon. And now we have to talk about it, because as we know, Chef Curry has taken the throne of the best shooter of all time last season, having made the most three-pointers by a player in NBA history, a truly incredible feat that was then perfectly capped off by a championship. So, how's his shooting this year? Well, as you might expect, fantastic. Like we mentioned earlier, he's cranking off over 11 threes a game and making a ridiculous 42% of them. And you know what we love about that? It's not the most threes a game he's taken before, or the highest percentage. The consistency is just insane after 14 years in the league. Another key factor to his three-point barrages this year is their efficiency. We simply need to take a look at his effective field goal percentage. This takes into account the accuracy of all types of shots while also giving more weight to other shots, i.e. the three-point shot. Curry is averaging this year a 62% effective field goal percentage. In his career, it only trails his MVP season in 2016 at 63%. To put this into perspective with the rest of the league, it ranks him 12th overall. And everyone above him are centers. Most are also that lob threat, rim running type center. Players like Mason Plumlee, Clint Capella, and Jarrett Allen. And then star bigs like Nikola Jokic or Domantas Sabonis. So what that basically means is that Steph Curry and his 11 threes a game are almost as efficient as trusting Mason Plumlee to dunk the ball. He's such an insane shooter from anywhere on the court that it's almost impossible to make him take an inefficient shot. The closest guard to him on that list is all the way down at number 22 with Kevin Huerter. He has completely changed the game, and it will be a long time before someone comes close to match him. Steph, we mean, not Kevin Huerter. Sorry, Red Velvet, but keep grinding, and maybe someday. We don't want this bit to go on for too long, but we hopefully reignite the amazing nickname that is Red Velvet. But back to 34-year-old Steph Curry. It's not just the threes for the man. Frankly, it never was. His mid-range and inside game have always been overshadowed by the three-pointers. But Curry does have an impressive inside game. At the moment, he's only 0.5% away from making his one of many 50-40-90 club entries. His overall field goal percentage is 49.5%, while his true two-point percentage is 59%. It's those movements around the court that help free him up, even if it's within the three-point arc. Another overshadowed trait is his dribbling ability and finishes around the rim. His light frame gives him the speed and agility to blow past some defenders and wrap around contact from others. So we have covered the skills and the plays that have kept Curry humiliating opponents well into his 30s. Now, how about some game examples? An easy selection would be November 16th of last year, going against the Phoenix Suns. Curry finishes with the 6th 50-point game of his career, making him the 5th oldest player to score 50 points in NBA history. He also had a 47-point, 7-rebound, and 8-assist game against the Kings just a week prior. And November 2022 was a month for the books, as he also started it with a triple-double of 23, 13, and 13. It's not every day you see Steph attacking the boards, but hey, why not? And we think that sums it up perfectly. Why not? Wait, isn't that the other 34-year-old point guard saying? Okay, how about Curry's game has aged like a delicious red velvet? All right, yeah, we see the problem with that one. Steph Curry is Steph Curry. He doesn't need a slogan. He's a mid-30s future Hall of Famer that is continuing to change the landscape of the entire sport. With aging players still making history, like LeBron, and the Warriors still trying to set up being competitive for years to come, don't be too surprised if we're all sitting here in another 4 years talking about the amazing Steph Curry. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.